Which of the two is going to come out clean? Who is going to come out as a fake natty? Coach Greg, in today's video, spot the fake natty. We are comparing the blood work of Max Taylor and Russell Orhii. Which of the two is going to come out clean? Who is going to come out as a fake natty? And so both of these guys got their blood work. Russell Orhii says he's natural, and he posted his blood work in the hopes of trying to convince other people that he hasn't taken anything. And Russell Orhii, in the past, I stated I think he's not natural, and then I changed my mind based on what he had done. And remember, he's a world champion powerlifter and has the physique of a professional bodybuilder. Max Taylor, on the other hand, not a powerlifter, but got absolutely shredded, winning a bodybuilding competition. Both of which got their blood work. Max Taylor sent all of his blood work to me. I have everything listed, while Russell Orhii posted a video showing his results. And so let's begin by going over Max Taylor. And so what is Max Taylor's testosterone? Well, his total testosterone is 704. And so that is in the high normal category. That is very good, especially considering he was on a diet. Many people's testosterone levels, they crash because they're in such a large calorie deficit, but for Max Taylor, perfectly normal. And so the first thing to look for when you see a guy with this high level of testosterone, remember, it's over 700, and he is in fact shredded. I would have thought it had been lower, but you then analyze FSH and LH, and what were they? LH 5.1 and FSH 4.1. Perfectly normal. That's what we want to see. And so in seeing that, I'm thinking the guy's actually natural. Oftentimes, people will show their testosterone levels. Oh, it's 700, it's 600, it's 809, whatever. But then they don't show FSH and LH. And when you don't show that, how do you know you're not getting the testosterone from an exogenous source? On my last blood work, and you know I'm on 140 milligrams of testosterone a week, prescribed by my doctor, my testosterone was 545. Previous test was close to 800. And so although I'm not natural, my testosterone levels are in the normal range. But if you analyze my FSH and LH, you can see it's very low. And so if you analyze my blood work and examine everything, you can conclude, Coach Greg, you're probably not natural, even though your testosterone levels are normal. The FSH and LH, it shows something sus is going on. And you may notice his prolactin is high. It's 24, way above the reference range. You might be thinking, oh, that shows he's not natural. Well, in this case, it does not. He could have gotten this from perhaps smoking weed, drinking alcohol, or having stress in his life. This does not indicate that he's taking a performance-enhancing drug. And so although it's out of the reference range for this particular marker, it doesn't indicate the signs of taking performance-enhancing drugs. The next marker you want to analyze when somebody's trying to prove that they're natural is their SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. If this is very low, it's indicative that they're taking testosterone from an exogenous source. For example, myself, my SHBG, it's always under 20. Although it might perhaps be at the bottom end of the reference range, it's in the bottom end of the reference range because I'm taking testosterone. And so is Max Taylor's SHB on the low end or more so on the high end? And so his results, 54, almost at the top end of the reference range, and that is what you expect. The guy is shredded. The leaner you are, the more likely it's going to be higher. And if you were taking performance-enhancing drugs, testosterone, androgens, anything steroid-related, the guy would have SHBG much lower. And so remember, the higher the SHBG, the less of the testosterone that's in your body that you can actually use. And so if you're somebody who's taking testosterone and you take something like Anavar, Turinabol, and so on, it actually can free up more of the testosterone. So for example, if you're preparing for a competition, you add in Proviron. You could do that before the show because you're trying to get more testosterone to be able to be used by your body from the compound that you're doing. And so that is why people stack anabolic steroids. They might take one drug, you add in another, 1 + 1 = 3. And so in seeing these results, there's no way I think that Max Taylor is taking steroids and or SARMs. I just don't believe it to be true. And if we really want to dig deep to see if he's in fact natural, we can examine his cholesterol and his liver values. And so what we'll examine here is his ApoA1. And so this is an advanced measurement of your good cholesterol, the HDL. Remember, you have HDL and LDL, and his values here, they're very high. And so what does that tell me? It tells me, how could you have these kind of results, have great cholesterol, have normal testosterone, and have every marker in range while being on performance-enhancing drugs? It wouldn't make sense. AST 25 and ALT 39, both in the reference range, and so what more can he ask for? And so my conclusion, Max Taylor, 100% natural. Now, let us go and defend Russell Orhii. Remember, I've stated the guy is natural. I've made videos on him. I promote the guy. I like what he does. I want to believe he's 100% natural, and so I'm doing my best to prove that he isn't taking anything. I had him in the greatest physiques of all time, 100% natural. People, they disagreed. They're seeing all the muscle and how strong he is, and so he literally went and got his blood work done to try and help to prove that the guy's natural. And so in case you think I'm a hater, this is what I wrote. Russell Orhii, I actually watched his video, wanted to prove that he was natural. I want to do a video on your blood work to try and prove you're natural, but I need your LH and FSH results. Do you have them and can you send them? And any other values. The more, the better. Be great to be able to make a video and say that you're natural, because most people think that all my natty or not are just to call people out and make them feel bad about themselves, when all I'm doing is giving my opinion. And since I actually think that you're natural, I would love to have the blood work to support what I think. And so what was his response? I actually do not. Those results are the only results that I have. There you have it. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? He quite literally has a video. Natty or not, my blood test results. And so let's go over his results and see if I can prove that he's natural. You just watch me try and prove that Max Taylor is natural. And so I'm going to do the same with Russell Orhii, and we'll see what I can conclude.
You know, there's a lot of people saying that I'm on TRT. And all these other, I don't even know that the drugs like Anavar and shit. And
as you can see, admittedly, he doesn't understand any of this. He doesn't know what steroids are. He's heard of Anavar. He's heard of testosterone, but he doesn't research anything. And so perhaps he's just that naive that he doesn't know anything. But if I were him and people accuse me of being a fake natty my entire life, and I got my blood work done to try and prove that I'm natural, I would at least know the basics. I would say, hey doc, I'm doing this video. I'm trying to prove to people that I'm natural. Can you test me for everything that could help prove that I'm natural? Or could have wrote a message to perhaps Derek or Coach Greg and said, I'm trying to do a natty or not to prove I'm natural. What should I get tested? People do that with me all the time.
They have like a pickup issue or whatever, so I ended up getting the results, I think, yesterday. So I'm gonna have the results posted on the screen.
And so testosterone levels 634. And so perfectly normal, nothing wrong with that. And obviously, you know, this could have come from his own body, or it could have come from an exogenous source. My testosterone levels were 545 in the last test. I am on HRT. I am not natural, but my testosterone levels were lower than Russell Orhii. And so simply showing that your testosterone levels are in the normal range, it proves nothing. Now, on the other hand, if it was 3,000, we would know he's injecting something. How could it be 3,000? 634, he could have been on testosterone the entire year and have these results. And so let's examine the other results to try and prove that he's natural. And so obviously SHBG, what we expect to see is going to be a very high number. If it's on the very low side, that could indicate he's taking testosterone exogenously. Remember, my testosterone levels, they're under 20. I'm on testosterone right now. And so what is his SHBG? 26.6. And you're thinking, well, that's in the normal range. It clears him. Well, to be honest with you, I would expect it to be a lot higher. He doesn't appear to be fat. He appears to be healthy. He exercises. And so for a normal athlete who's natural, you would expect SHBG to be higher. Is this proof that he's not natural? Of course not. And remember, the harder you train, the higher your SHBG is going to be. If you're training harder than last time, which I think you train pretty hard, when you're a world champion in a sport, you're likely going to have higher levels. Remember Max Taylor's? They were near the maximum, 54. But in comparison, Russell's only 26. And so that is a little bit suspicious, but of course, not enough to prove natural or not.
Testosterone total is 634. I was kind of sad about this because I was hoping it was going to be a lot higher.
And so one thing that I've noticed to be very prevalent is people have testosterone dysmorphia. I've talked about this in previous videos, and Russell, he's so upset. He sees that testosterone in the normal range is 300 to 1,080, and his is only in the 600s. And so, it's so bad, it's so low. This is bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous when people think it's normal to have testosterone levels above 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Perhaps 1 in 1,000. A few genetic outliers are having very high testosterone levels. But you know what? Just because you have high testosterone levels doesn't mean you're a world-class athlete. Case in point, Russell Orhii. He's in the 600s. He's a world record holder, world champion. Do you really think you need testosterone levels above 1,000 to be awesome, to be good? And so forget needing testosterone levels to be at a certain point. How do you feel? It's not what the test results say, it's how do you feel? And so I'm sure as Russell Orhii is setting PRs in the gym, he's feeling good. He's not suffering from low testosterone levels. And so who cares? If his result came back 450 or 1,050, do you think that makes a difference? He's setting records. It makes no difference whatsoever.
And then my sex was it hormone. I guess I'm really horny because it's 26.6. Is that what that means?
And so he doesn't even take the time to read sex hormone binding globulin. He makes a joke about being horny, that his numbers are 260 something. It has nothing to do with that. And so if you're actually trying to prove that you're natural, why don't you try to prove that you're natural? Why don't you actually get the blood work done? This proves nothing. It doesn't say he's natural. It doesn't say he's hence. I still personally believe that he's natural, but I can't support this conclusion with this video. And so I'm highly disappointed. I would say, why not get an actual blood test done? One where they test everything. We can't conclude anything from this. I wanted to say, Russell Orhii is 100% natural. You can do it. You don't need steroids. But based on this, I can't conclude anything. I can say he has normal levels of testosterone right now. He might be on HRT. He might not. I have no way of saying. I can say his testosterone levels are higher than mine, and I'm on HRT, but he's clearly way stronger than Coach Greg.
Once again, this wasn't necessarily for me to prove whether I'm not natural. I don't really care.
If you don't care, why would you get blood work done that doesn't prove that you're natural and then make a video about it? I mean, that I don't understand. And so personally, if I were him, I would have said, I'm going to post this video. It's not going to answer any questions at all. I'm just going to say, I don't care if I'm natural or not. Hey, I want to show this blood work, which is going to say nothing, and let the doubters speak out. Let the haters hate. He very well could be 100% natural, and he posted this video just to poke the bear. Let someone make a video about it. Let someone accuse me of being a fake natty, because nothing in his blood work can prove that he's natural. Nothing can prove that he's enhanced. And remember, I'm not being biased. I'm not saying this to shit on anyone. And did I not say Max Taylor was natural? Max Taylor got the proper blood work. If you say that you're natural and you don't get proper blood work, then why even bother?
So curious about how healthy I am. We were gonna do like a full blood panel, but she was talking about how many vials of blood that I was gonna take. And honestly, I don't like needles and shit.
And so I really care about my health, but I'm only willing to give out 2 to 5 mLs of blood to see if I'm healthy. That would be like having unprotected sexy time and saying, I only want to get tested for this one thing. I don't want to know about all the different things I could have got. I just want to know this. You can't pick and choose your diagnostics. You're actually wasting blood work. Why would you bother? You need the full spectrum because one thing affects another. If you just cherry pick certain tests and say, oh, I'm good, I don't have this, makes no sense. Be like going to the doctor and saying, hey, I want to see if I'm healthy. Get my blood work done. Let's test out my testosterone. Don't bother checking my blood pressure. I don't want to know that part. I don't like that. I just want to know testosterone levels. Makes no sense. And so if you actually care about your blood work and you want to get tested, go and do a full panel. Get everything tested. Be more proactive than last time.
Anyways, unfortunately, I'm natty. Unfortunately, I'm basically like a normal person in some respects.
It would have been a much better video had I been able to go over all of his blood values and said, hey guys, the guy's natural. But because he missed out on all this stuff and kind of made a joke about not knowing anything, I was really disappointed. I wanted to be able to say Russell Orhii's natural in the same way that I said Max Taylor also natural. And speaking of low levels of testosterone, if you're dieting harder than last time or you simply have low test levels, please consider picking up G-Test. This is a natural way to boost your testosterone levels. It's not the test boosters of old. These do, in fact, really work well. You can increase testosterone levels sometimes 2 to 400 nanograms per deciliter. And so imagine if he had been at 225. Could take G-Test, could have gone up to 425, up to 625. And this is not banned by WADA, not banned in drug-tested organizations. And it's not like getting clomiphene. It's not like HCG. These are legal to use. These are not drugs. You can take them for longer periods of time. Highly suggest you give it a try. Please click the link in the description, enter code Greg, 10% off. And one more great thing about G-Test I'd like to add right now, it decreases cortisol. Who wants too much cortisol? You lower cortisol, going to build more muscle than last time. Don't forget, code Greg, 10% off. Also, any of the harder than last time supplements, also cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the harder than last time clothing line, you can get it all on my website. And so head over there right now. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of the 2 bloops. Also, for a free diet and training program close to to 50 pages. Enter your first, last name, email address. It's coming straight to you at no cost whatsoever. And so until next time, I am out.